Hey everyone. Okay, so I have it turned so I can see comments this time. I just need to make sure that I am on all the right groups here. I am going live on my business page. Yep, there I am. Okay, I'm going live in my bling boutique. And I'm also live in YouTube. And I'm not really sure. So if by chance you're watching this on YouTube, I don't know if I can watch my live comments on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So do me a favor though. I would like you guys to, if you comment, do hashtag live, hashtag replay, however you're seeing this, because your comments, this is where you can ask me questions about the business. And you might see a little thing at the top that says I'm using StreamYard. You have to give StreamYard permission to use your name, although I can also try to look at the stream over here as well. I just want to make sure that whoever asks me a question, you're going to go on my list and go into my drawing. So this is an Ask Me Anything day about my Park Lane jewelry business. Okay. So it looks like I've got 2 people viewing. Let me know if you are watching, and I'm gonna flip over because there's a hello. Okay. There's all right. Hi, Alita. Hello. Okay. And Alita, okay. And then let's see. I'm gonna pull up. My goodness, you guys, this is going to be do me a favor. Click see more on the description of this live. Okay, and it'll say I'm using StreamYard. You have to give StreamYard permission to use your name so I can see who's saying what. Okay. But all right, here we go. All right, Marissa says, all right, I'm going to write the live here. Marissa wants to know what's my favorite part. Marissa, okay. Here's the thing, Marissa. My favorite part, there's so many different avenues to doing direct sales and different high perks of it. I'm going to tell you this. I have, and somebody asked how long I've been with Park Lane. Well, okay, this kind of goes together, but honestly, I obviously love getting paid weekly. Obviously, that is incredible. It does wonders for my family. All right. You can get paid weekly with Park Lane, which apparently is really expensive to do in the back office. So most companies do not get paid, do the pay me weekly because of the cost of it on the company's end. So it's really cool that we get paid weekly. That's huge. Also, I will say this. Another part is the extra perks that we earn, the extra jewelry. My gosh, you guys. And I just earned the Paris collection from convention. I want to show that to you too, but in a bit. So I want to finish this question. It's so hard because there's so many little things I love. But I'm gonna be honest, I have formed deep friendships with my teammates and different people within Park Lane. That I would have never formed anywhere else, they're like, I'm really good friends with a lady in Pennsylvania, and I met her during COVID. I've never seen her face to face, but she and I are like, we're 2 peas in a pod, and had I not had Park Lane, I would not have that friendship. But on top of that, I love the fact that this business has helped me grow immensely as a person, as a leader, as just in general. I have become a better businesswoman just throughout my just learning this business, doing all I do some classes on my own just to improve, and all those things, and so I continue to grow in this business. And I know I personally have come a very long way, and that is a huge amazing favorite part of mine too, is just to, like, I've grown immensely just doing this job. Okay, how long I've been selling Park Lane? So I was with a previous company for 7 years. And I was with them until it was completely done. And who asked this question? This was Alita, right? Um, Alita, did you ask me? Okay. Yep, Alita. Okay. Alita, I gotta write it down. Alita, um, I was with a different company for 7 years until they shut down. Okay, they closed the doors in December 2014. Park Lane found me. They found me, they sought me. They flew me out to Palm Springs, Super Bowl weekend actually in 2015. And we Michelle, you're not watching the replay. This is a live. And they interviewed me and they signed me up. So I've been with Park Lane since 2015, but yet I've been in the direct sales space with jewelry since 2014. So this is technically, gosh, is this my 13th year? That's crazy. No, 16 years. 16 years. It's a lot. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I love my career I went into in college. However, um, there's so much growth here. Like, seriously, there's so much growth that I've done, I've experienced, and I'm continuing to do in my career. Had I stayed with my career that I did in college, which I love and adore, don't get me wrong, I would not be where I am today. I would not have experienced the growth. I would not have experienced the leadership. I would not have experienced and personally grown in my career. It wouldn't have. It just wouldn't have been possible, not at this rate. So yeah, isn't that fabulous? Okay. So okay, there we go. How do you do? That's not letting me see. Okay, that's. Do you like a fashion style session in person or line? What do I like doing better? That is a tricky question. Honestly, I love in person. I think it's so fun to actually see people's faces light up when they touch our jewelry, touch it, feel it, try it on. I like to put those pieces on people that they're like, that's not anything like my style. But the moment they put it on, their best friend is like, oh my gosh. That is so you. That fits you. That works with you. That works with your outfit and kind of give people a different perspective on like this piece that they may be viewing online. They may see it on me, but then they're like, they can't envision it on themselves. So in person, personally, I love that. I'm sorry, I'm a people person. I would love to see people, give people hugs if they're willing. Um and yeah, but the glorious thing about online is that I've been able to meet so many more people just since COVID, since 2020. Like a huge amount of people that aren't in the cities. So it's a blessing in disguise that COVID happened. And honestly, it allowed us to like stretch out greatly in our business, and I've met so many more people. We've been able to share Park Lane so just a lot farther than what we were able to do before. So yeah. um okay, what other questions? This is an Ask Me Live. You're going to earn tickets as you ask me questions about my business. um all right, Marissa, you want to know how long has Park Lane been around? Since 1955. 1955. And 1955, so 67 years of debt-free business. 67 years plus, really. And yeah, which is really insane. And it seems like every single generation we get is a new line. It's like Park Lane is new because they keep overturning leaves and generations of people and new jewelry and new and new and new. So it doesn't seem like it's an old company. You know what I mean? Because they're constantly refreshing, they're constantly keeping up with the trends and all of those things. So yeah, and it's just we're on our third generation, so a family that runs Park Lane. So originally it was Arthur and Shirley who started the company. And then Then it was their kids, and now it's their kids who's running it. So it's really exciting. It's awesome. All right. So how many levels are there in Park Lane? Um, so you start off as a fashion director, and you can easily give yourself a 5% raise just by signing up a friend. And then you become branch. So you can work your way up the ladder in Park Lane very easily. And the bonus is you never get demoted. Never, ever, ever get demoted. So there's fashion director, there's branch. Next up is area leader. Next up is division. Next up is senior division. That's where I'm at. So we're at 5. So fashion director, branch, area, division, senior division. And then there's sales vice president. That's the next level that I'm shooting for. It's a huge leap, you guys. And I want 2023 to be this year. I want it to be the year that we promote up. Sales VP, then company VP, and then executive company VP. That's where Mary Grace is. And then now there's a senior executive company VP, a woman who promoted all the way up there this year, and they basically created the title for her. That's how far she moved up. Yeah. So, okay. Otis, no. You guys, yesterday I was on Zoom for I don't know how long. He jumped in my lap like 3 times. It was just crazy. Okay. So yeah, there's about 8 levels. What's the minimum to make when you start making percentage wise on commission? Okay. All right, I'm making sure that I am. Oh wait, Michelle asked a question as well. I'm going to go off Michelle's question first, and then I'm going to get to you, Marissa. What kind of training is provided to you? Okay, so Mary Grace does training for us every single week. So she does Monday nights is kind of a training night that you can attend, and it's on Zoom or it's always live stream into one of our Facebook groups. And also in that Facebook groups, we have a section called the guides, and we have a load of YouTube videos showing you all sorts of how-tos. Anything you can imagine, we have a training video for it already made from our team. Okay. So you can get training from the Park Lane website. There's a back office training area. Training from us is superb. And honestly, I'm going to be honest, people pay hundreds of dollars to get trained by people like Mary Grace. And there's another company, a company vice president on our team her name is Michelle Zito. Amazing. People pay hundreds of dollars to get trained by people like them, which is just incredible. And then we all have some outsourcing training things that we always pay attention to. One lady, her name is Janet Parks. I actually just signed up for a 3-day masterclass that's free right now, just to learn and expand more. So there's a lot of different training options. You are never just thrown to the dogs. Okay. Never. There's always training available for you. All right. Michelle asked a question. Now back to Marissa because they're in different order over here. What's the minimum you make when you start, like percentage wise on commission? Oh, okay, great. So when you sign up, you get a 30%. You start up at 30%. 30% commission. Okay. 30% commission on all your full and your half off items. And so imagine our average order in Park Lane is $100. Seriously, it's $100. Some of you know that very well that you're watching this. Average order is $100. So you're going to make $30 per $100 order that you put in. That's pretty incredible. Now, after you sell so much in your career, if you stay at fashion director, you can actually move yourself up to 30%. 32% increase after you sell so much in a year. Okay. Or in your career, I should say, in your career, 32%. And then once you move up to branch, that's 35%. So imagine you could start this business with 30%. Okay. Get launched. You could sign your friend up and you just go from 30% to 35% in the very beginning of your Park Lane career just by sharing this with one person. You can give yourself a 5% increase like that. And you're going to keep that 5% increase regardless of what happens to you in your business. So, like, if you need to take a month or two off, fine, do that. You can jump right back in when you're able to and get back to earning that 30 to 35%. And then it goes up from there. After that 35%, then you're working into our area leader and our area leaders. Then you start seeing bonuses on your downline that you can earn, and then you're earning like 35 to 40%. Divisions are 40%. I'm at 45% to 50%. Yeah, I can earn 50% depending on how I do in that month. So, which is really incredible. Like, yeah. So, okay. So, what's the minimum? Minimum is 30%. You can 30% up to 50% with bonuses as you move up the ladder. And plus, you earn commission infinite deep on your team. You know, that is very different from other companies out there. Infinite deep. Okay? You don't stop earning commission off of whatever level or wherever people are in your lineage. You earn infinite deep commission on all those people. Yeah. The commission structure that Park Lane has is unmatchable. Seriously, everybody that compares it to us and looks at theirs compared to ours is blown away at what you can make within the Park Lane. It's just really crazy. Okay. I I am also a piece of oh yeah, you're a people person, Alita. Absolutely. Alita and I, we like to hug when we see each other. Okay. How many clients have I had over the 13 years or 16 years? I have no idea. So that's okay. Writing your name down, Marissa. I don't know how many clients I've had. It's a lot, a lot. And yeah, I'm not really quite sure. Yeah, what's your favorite trip you've been on so far, Alita? Um, oh, okay. It's between Aruba and Key West, and I'm gonna go with Aruba. But Key West, they had killer food, you guys. The meals at Key West. I mean, they did in Aruba too, but holy manolis, the food that they treated us to in Key West was beyond 5 star. Like, had my husband's mouth just dropped. Like, holy crap, I cannot believe what they're feeding us. And it was like that was just one night. It was like appetizers upon appetizers, and we realized the bar was open all night long. They had entertainment there, and then all of a sudden they brought out the prime rib, the steak, and the giant lobster tails. So one plate alone for the main meal was probably a close to $120 plate. $120. It's just insane. That was just the meal. On top of that, the open bar, the entertainment, and all that stuff. That was just one night. We had more nights like that in other venues when we were in Key West. So the food was amazing in Key West, but honestly, the weather was absolutely stunning in Aruba. So probably Aruba. I would say Disney World, however, ugh, I would say Disney World, however, I was pregnant when we went to Disney World on Park Lane's Dollar, so I couldn't go on the rides, you guys. Otherwise, it might have been Disney World as my top trip. Yeah. Okay. Does your family get to go on a trip with you? I gotta shut this door, by the way, you guys. You know, I could earn a trip for them, but honestly, my husband and I, we really take these trips as a time for us to do R&R. And as soon as I close that door, Otis just walked his big nose right back in here. Yeah. So, okay, no, Otis. Like Disney World, I could have earned a lot. I actually earned 3 trips for Disney World, but I cashed out one of them, and so Craig and I went on the other 2. So that extra cash out helped us, on the other things that we wanted to do on our own that Parkland wasn't paying for. So yeah, there are options to bring family and all that too. If you want, you can always add on. But right now, the trip that we're earning is Paris, which is just insane. I don't know if you guys watched that or heard me talk about Paris before, but I have all the trips that I've earned in my 16 years of direct sales with jewelry have all been tropical, with Disney World in there. It's kind of tropical. I've never earned a Europe-based trip. So this is like a dream of mine that I never thought I'd have an opportunity for. I really didn't. My husband has traveled a lot of places, but he has never gone to Paris. So it's a huge dream of mine, you guys. Huge dream. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. You don't ever go down a level, Marissa. You never get demoted. Never get demoted. And I will tell you this, when I came over to Park Lane, so with that other company that Marissa and I know each other from, I was at a level called unit, and I never went up past unit in that company because I knew the moment I went up a level, I would get knocked down immediately because my team and I couldn't maintain what they were requiring at that level. We hit it like a month and then we'd fall right back down. Okay. Um, and when I was interviewing with Scott Levine for Park Lane, when I was interviewing, he asked me flat out, "Why didn't you ever go past this level in that other company?" I'm not even going to say the name; it's not worthy. And I said, I knew I was going to get knocked down, so why bother? Because it would like I knew I was going to get demoted like the next month. I would hit it, and I knew I was going to get demoted because we couldn't keep it up. And he's like, you know what? If you come over to Park Lane, I'm going to give you a pay raise. I'm going to sign you up at this level, even though you technically are at this level. I'm going to give you a pay raise because your years of service, the team, and all those things. And he said, I don't care if your team comes with you at all, but I'm going to sign you up. If you are interested in joining us in Park Lane, you're going to be signed in at this level higher. Isn't that insane? So he gave me a pay raise just meeting me in person, hearing my story, and he knew my stats. He knew how many years I was with the other company and all those things too. But he gave me an automatic pay raise. I mean, that's amazing. He recognized my years of service and all of that, which is just amazing. So that's why when other people are in other companies and if wherever they are in their lineage, if they get stuck, because this is what I hear from other companies, sometimes they hit a certain level and they get stuck. They don't get to go anywhere because of the way the structure is. And um and then they start hearing about Park Lane and seeing how they don't have to get stuck in Park Lane and they can continue to earn infinite deep on their team. That we're a lot better as far as the structure goes. I mean, they run this as a really smart corporate business in a way. So which is really encouraging, you guys. Okay. Um I know no rides in Disney. There's a couple rides I went on in Disney. But yeah. Did your customers from the other company follow you to Park Lane? Some of my teammates did. And Alita, I'm writing your name down because you get 2 tickets for asking that question. So again, as you're watching this, you will get tickets as you ask questions. Okay. All right. So, Wendy's asking a question here too. So, I've already okay. I had some teammates follow and some customers. The tricky part about I lost some really good customers in my transition into Park Lane. And it was kind of like, they felt burned by my old company. So they were very leery about oh, hang on. They were unfortunately very leery about the shopping experience with Park Lane because they weren't sure. Like, I mean, they just kind of got burned by a company that they were in love with, right? So unfortunately, I did lose customers just in the switch, but it wasn't because of Park Lane that I lost them. It was because of how it ended in the other company. So yeah, unfortunately, but I think I've been starting to reconnect with some of those people in the first 7 years of my business. In fact, one person found me on TikTok and she's like, "I used to be a customer of yours back in the day." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, Christy, hey, it's been so many years." So that's also fun to reconnect with those people too. So yeah. All right. Wendy says, "What's your favorite Park Lane piece?" Oh, you can't do that to me, Wendy, but you do get to get 2 tickets for asking that question. My favorite I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know, but, like, you guys, check out if okay, Juniper's not available, but if you have Juniper and you do not have the navy bracelet, you just have to see how glorious that combo is. I know it's called navy and I'm wearing a teal colored shirt, but that is an amazing combo, okay? So if you have Juniper, you need navy to complete your amazing arm party. Um, I can tell you this, Wendy, I'm gonna spin your question a little bit different. When I was invited to my very first jewelry party, I didn't wear any jewelry whatsoever. I'm a huge tomboy. You guys know I'm a gym rat and all those stuff and that and like I didn't wear any jewelry whatsoever, okay? Craig gave me a cross necklace when we were first dating. I think that's the only piece of jewelry that I owned. And I mean, I went shopping for some of the costume jewelry in like the stores a little bit when we first started dating. I started to wear some earrings and rings. But that was about it. And then somebody invited me, and what hooked me into the jewelry was the rings. Yeah, that's what hooked me in originally was the rings. I mean, I fell in love with some other things, but the rings, yeah, that's what originally hooked me into jewelry, and then that was just life changing. It really was life changing. Let's see. Favorite piece from the new catalog. Okay. Who's asking that one? Let's see. Alita. And then yeah, continue to ask real personal questions about the business, you guys. Let's get down nitty-gritty, all that. What is on your brain too? Like seriously, I talked to you guys about the commission. What else do you want to know about the back end office of Park Lane and all that? Um, Favorite new piece from the catalog? My gosh, I mean, this ring is incredible. This is Hollywood. The earrings to match are incredible. I don't know if I have a favorite. I was wearing these, you guys, last night. I love a good statement earring. These are vegan leather, and I realized you guys, you could flip them around and wear them backwards. If you just wanted a white instead of the gold, I mean, the gold's amazing, but yeah. Um, yeah, so and okay. So that I don't know. There's so many really good pieces out of the new catalog. It's really hard for me to say. All right. Hang on. Okay. With that said, as you're thinking of more questions, okay, you guys ask me more detailed questions about the business. I'm going to show you pieces that I earned. Oh, that's a good question, Michelle. Okay. Hang on. I'm not going to show you pieces yet because that's a really good question. She says, "Does the training consist of how to create across social media platforms, TikToks, Facebook, Instagram?" Um, yes. So that is an added training element that we have added, because obviously this is not like it used to be when we did solely in-home parties, right? That training is so much different than what it's like here. But yes, the training does consist of how to work it on social media. I have trained on how to do TikToks. We have done trainings with a lady called Janet Parks, who does amazing like social media and also learning how to do TikToks and Instagrams and things like that, the ins and outs of those social media companies. And honestly, the trainings for those are ever changing because hello, social media is ever changing, right? And we're always trying to make sure that we're following their rules. And I will say this, I since I have branched out into the social media platforms, like right now I'm streaming it into YouTube as well. And that's kind of a newer area for me. So if you're watching on YouTube, hey, drop me a comment. I can't see the comments until after I get off the live though. Sorry, everybody. Um, yeah. So what's fun about like this is that I've met so many people I would have never met um going to in homes. Just just via social media, really. People have found my business page and started following me and then started like shopping with me and hosting a party with me. And people have seen me on TikTok and then they find me on Instagram because TikTok, I mean, you have to have like 1,000 people before you can start posting links and stuff to follow you over at TikTok, which if you are on TikTok, you better be following me. Okay. Okay. Just kidding. It just helps me try to get closer to that mark. I'm only at like 200 something, which is fine. But all the different platforms are really just a lot of different ways to connect with people. And it provides different demographics that you're hitting as well. Like Facebook is like the people in their 20s are highly on Instagram. They don't often go into Facebook. So it's kind of like if you really want to reach all demographics, you really do need to dabble a little bit in all those social media platforms. However, it is possible to run your business not on any of those social media platforms. Okay. Seriously. So if you're like, oh, I have to do that. No, absolutely not. You could simply have your own website. And as you're wearing the jewelry to work, as you're wearing the jewelry in the stores and people are compliment you or things like that, you can be like, oh my gosh, you love my halo necklace. Here's a link. Check it out. Simple as that. Like you don't have to follow the same path that I'm going on. You don't have to do that at all. You could simply see a TikTok that I do, download it to your phone, share it to with a friend, and be like, "Look at this look that she has today. You want me to hook you up with it?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh, you could share a look with a friend and be like, "Hey, this is so your style. Check it out." Okay? You don't have to do all the social media stuff, but yes, we provide training. That was a really long answer, Michelle. I apologize. Okay. How do you help someone who is interested but selling is not their strong attribute? You know what? I think we have to kind of like I tried to do a segment one time, a training one time for a convention, and I said that I'm not really a seller. And the company didn't want me to say that. They were like, "No, you can't really say that, Seisha." Like, but I don't feel like I'm a seller. Honestly, I feel like I'm a friend that's showing you these gorgeous pieces. Really. That's the way I view it. And I'm that friend that's going to be getting you the best discount on all your pieces because I want to see you save money. That's the way I view it. I guess I've never viewed myself as a seller, even though plenty of you on here is like, "Oh, girl, you're a seller." Well, I don't mean to be that. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'll mention. I'll know somebody is in love with blue and hematite, and be like, "Oh, they just dropped the navy bracelet." Okay, it's kind of like when you are in the stores or you go to the shoe store and you see an incredible sale and you have a girlfriend who's obsessed with shoes, wouldn't you share that deal with your friend who's obsessed with shoes? I would. you know, I've certainly done that shopping for baby clothes and stuff like that. Texting my girlfriend who has a kid in about the same size. Oh my gosh, head down to Carter's. Everything's 80% off. So I don't know. I think sometimes it's a mental mind switch. Okay, for you. Because you already put doubt in yourself about not being able to sell. And you need to flip that light switch and change it as to, you know what? I just want to present the jewelry to my friends. And this is the other thing. I always tell people like it doesn't hurt my feelings if you say no, I don't want to buy, or no, I'm not interested. It doesn't hurt my feelings. Oh, okay, great, awesome. And I'll let you guys know, or if they want, like, let me know when the new catalog comes out. Absolutely, I will. You know, so yeah, I think it's a mental mind switch, in my opinion. Okay. Um, can you create a storefront on social media? Yes. That's Alita, right? Alita, you asked that question. It gets a little tricky, but you can having a business page. You have to go through some steps to get verified and stuff like that too. So, but I've seen a friend of mine lose her Instagram the moment she started a storefront on Facebook and it was tied to Instagram. And I don't know why she lost her Instagram. They won't really say it, but maybe it was tied to starting that storefront. So, yeah. Anyways, okay. What other questions do you guys have for me? What other questions? You asked me a question before. Okay, let me scroll back. Let me scroll back. I thought I wrote your name down, Alita, for all of the questions. Um, okay, let me know if I rewrite your question if I missed something that I didn't answer for you. Okay, do me that favor, pretty please. Um, Also, another perk is just the jewelry that we earn in general. So convention happened and our convention, I'm going to shut this door once again. Um our convention is like it's not an entire year that they recognize us. It's like from November until like the first week in January. And then they do convention again. And we work for convention awards, right? So the top sellers within that period, top recruiters within that period, and all those things. And so for hitting a certain sales mark between those two periods, I earned these earrings. These are called Paris. And we had no idea that we were earning Paris, by the way. We knew the name of the earrings were called Paris, but check these out. Oh, if you look really closely at these earrings, and I'm showing these while you guys think of more questions to ask me. As you look at these earrings, the baguettes are inside as well. Inside the back part. Do you see that? And they're like triangles. I'm sure there's a fancy name for that cut. But yeah, isn't that gorgeous? And I love the shape of them. Yeah, they're so fantastic. So that's the Paris earrings I earned. Then there was a matching necklace that we earned for hitting another sales point. You earned the necklace and the earrings. And look at that. So the same style. You have this, I think it's called a Roman chain, if I remember right. And then you have this gorgeous snake chain over here. And then the gorgeousness at the bottom. And then you guys, I earned a ring. Check that. Ignore the fingernails. I haven't had time to do those. This amazing Paris ring, knuckle to knuckle ring. Oh, and then because I was top 50 in sales, it was number 23, which was thank you, you guys. You helped me make that mark. It's just incredible. Look at this bracelet that I earned. Yeah, that's called the Paris bracelet, but it looks like the crest earrings. We used to have a crest bracelet. Yeah, it is amazing, you guys. And only 50 people out of the company got this bracelet, and that I am one of them. I feel so blessed. So yeah. But we earn special pieces like that. That's just fun. I mean, how would you like to be one of 50 people worldwide to own a bracelet like that? Oh, that's a big deal. That's a really big honor. Hopefully eventually they launch it for you guys to purchase or and all that stuff. Okay. How do you set up to sell at different fairs and conventions? Alita wants to know. Alita, honestly, sometimes when I do like vendor events, I price everything out that I have out. So it's a cash and carry. Those are really fun. Park Lane doesn't care if you do cash and carry. They don't mind. They don't mind how you sell the jewelry, really. So I do a lot of cash and carry events. It all depends on the event that I'm doing. I might do cash and carry, might discount everything. Actually, every time I do one of those, I do largely discount everything all the time. So, yeah. And then Michelle, one more question. Writing your name down, Michelle. What is the typical number of parties a person hosts who is just starting? I know you can do as much as you want, but what is it typical and suggested to get a good start? Okay, that's a really good question. A party a week. A party a week would help you get started. And the reason why, like, you want to think about your business as like a snowball, right? You have your product launch party. We sometimes call that a starter party, sometimes call it just um a product launch party that I run for you. That's the thing. Like your very first party, I do for you. I do for you, and I don't get paid for it. You get paid for it. Okay. So I help run it. I help you with everything. And so you kind of just sit back and enjoy the hostess benefits off your product launch party. Okay. And whatever that looks like, in person, online, whatever. Zoom. Yeah. And then I would recommend doing at least once a month, or once a month. I mean, one every week if you can. And that could be happen in a lot of different ways. It could be a coffee shop. You could just meet some ladies at a coffee shop and show them pieces that you have on hand, the book that you have on hand, and then they're shopping the link. Like we have to get out of the mindset of like what it was like 13 years ago when we would clean our entire houses, or at least the bathroom, the living room, and the kitchen where people were going to be, make sure we had food for 10 plus people and all those things. Take that out of your brain. We don't That doesn't happen anymore. People book out breweries and then you get random orders from the people at the brewery. It's happened. So yeah, it's really fun. So I would recommend one a week to get a really good snowball start. So and I would say there's really no typical way of running your business with Parkland anymore. I know you asked that. What's a typical or suggested way to get a good start? In my opinion, one a week is a really good way to start. Or if you can manage two a week, and people are attracted to busy people. And Michelle, I know you're busy. So, like, if you looked at your calendar and said, okay, I have one night this week. This is Thursday night. I have Thursday night available this week. You circle that date and you're like, this is one party day to have. Okay, I can manage Sunday over here in the afternoon. This is another day. This is what I did when I started my business way back 16 plus years ago. I was working three other jobs. I mean, granted, I didn't have kids. I wasn't married at the time, but I was working three other jobs. And I did not have a lot of extra time, but I could look at my calendar and I could be like, okay, I have one day this week. I have one day the next week. And that's how I got started. I didn't have a slew of people to talk to. I didn't have a slew of customers. I didn't have a slew of friends. I made my list. I said, hey, would you help me out and have a little gathering? I show jewelry. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. And I booked the only days I was available. So you open up a blank calendar to somebody and they're like, oh, it's almost like too many choices. So you want to appear busy to get your really good start, I think. Um, okay, so to do a party at a brewery, how much jewelry do you have to have on hand? Um, okay. Hi, Regina. Okay, I'm gonna write Regina down. And I think Alita, you asked another question about that. Honestly, sometimes I bring too much jewelry and it's way overwhelming. The brewery party I did, the hostess, she wanted me to bring all that I had. I'm like, okay, great. But two people at her party was like, there's just so much here. I'm overwhelmed. Have you ever walked into a store and been like, I gotta walk out. There's just way too much. I'm overwhelmed. I can't. Okay. You can run this business with very minimal jewelry, really, because people are going to be looking online. They're also going to be looking in the catalog and all that stuff too. So you do not need to have the jewelry that I have. Like the jewelry I bring to Blingo, you guys, is all of it. You don't need to have that display at all. Sometimes it's worse because it's just way too overwhelming for your shoppers. All right. You can do this with very minimal pieces to display. But let's be honest. When you start up, you get a starter kit. Starter kit is either $500 worth in jewelry, but actually our $99 kit for with $500 is now $700 in jewelry. You get extra. And like our next kit option is our I forget what it's called exactly. If it's called standard, it's 229, and so right now it's typically $1,000, but now you're getting extra 200 in there, so it's $1,200. And then there's a boss kit and then a presidential kit. So all goes up, and they're giving extra $200 in free jewelry in each of those kits from now until the 25th. So when you sign up, you get the kit, you have your product launch party. So then you also get all the hostess benefits off of that product launch party. Those are yours. So you get the hostess benefit to add to your kit of jewelry that you just got from Park Lane. Then you're going to get paid off of your product launch party. So that's a win-win in my eyes. It's real simple. So yeah, that's what I would suggest. If you want to help with a bingo, how would you go about that? A blingo? Oh, scheduling blingos are pretty darn easy. It's just about finding the venue and people that don't mind you playing bingo there. So yeah, which for all my in-person people, I am I'm going to be looking at those Blingo dates, by the way, that I put out on the page. And if you're online, I need to do an online Blingo for you guys too. So yeah. But yeah, so Blingos are a fun event that you don't have to do, but they are certainly fun. And I consider those like a customer appreciation event. So yeah, great way to say thanks to your customers. You're giving them gifts and prizes and all those things too. So, and they're a lot of fun when you get your teammates involved as well. So, unfortunately, I know I have teammates all over the Twin Cities and all over the US. Like, I have a girl in Texas, I have a couple in California, actually, a handful of people in California, Florida, um, Tennessee, kind of all over. Like, and I have some here in the cities, but they're all spread out. Like a large portion are north. I have a couple down in the South Metro with me. So when I do events like that, sometimes it's just too far for their customers in the venue that I choose. So yeah. What if
I found this on the web.
no, don't find anything on the web. What if you're too busy? What do you mean too busy? What do you mean too busy? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Um, I did a video the other day, a little TikTok, little Tiki Talk or reel is the proper word of just me putting on whatever jewelry I was putting on that day. Somebody contacted me that night and said, you know what? I need that necklace and those pair of earrings. I just made a sale, and all I did was did a video of me wearing the jewelry. Yeah, that's it. So I don't think you can be too busy. It's all about how you present your pieces that you have, all about how you want to work your business and how transparent you are with your park lane and all those things. Because honestly, you could be walking down the street getting compliments on your pieces, sharing your website, and making a sale all at the same time. So that to me doesn't take out too much time. So now to do the in-home parties, yeah, those take a little bit of time. You have a choice. You don't have to do those. You don't have to do those. I have a lady who signed up in October. She bought the kit. She has an open party right now. She is just collecting random orders on her open party. When she's at the point in her hostess benefits that she's comfortable with, she's going to close that party. and and that's all she's doing it for. She's not advertising on social media. She's, showing it to her friends and whoever's watching her with the jewelry, and she's sharing the link and they're ordering off her link. So yeah, that's it. So yeah. I think Alita, I wrote your name down for that one. Okay. Alita, we can chat later about your last comment. Any last questions? Let's see. Can I think of something that you didn't ask me? Oh, any other questions about the business, about Park Lane in general? Be nosy. Be nosy. Seriously, think of your nosiest question. Ask it. I want to know. Anybody? Anybody got a question for me? Or do you just want to stare at this bracelet that I earned? That only 50 people in the world have. My gosh. Ask me anything about Park Lane. No pressure whatsoever. That's another thing. How did she make a year? Great question. Who asked that? Alita. Let's see. I haven't seen my 1099 this year, but last year on my 1099, I made 60,000. There you go. That was a personal question. And I did that not just through parties, but also through bonuses I earned from the team that I grew and all those things too. So, yeah. Um, Mary Grace admitted the other night that she had her biggest single paycheck that she earned from Park Lane was $12,000 off of 1 week of work. That's insane. Mhm. Yeah, that is absolutely insane. And did you know Park Lane is willable? Like, you can write Park Lane in your will. Like, I don't know all the deets. Yeah, so, like, you can pass this on to your family. So, if you stay with Park Lane and finally you retire, your family's still going to be earning infinite deep on your team that you have grown throughout your years in Park Lane. So, that's a fun fact. Um, let's see. Regina. Okay, she wants to know what are the percentage profits? What levels do you increase? Are there cash bonuses? Do you have to be a certain level to get cash bonuses? Um, so percentage profits, you start at 30%. You can give yourself an automatic 32% once you sell so much within your career. So it's like once you sell 5,000 in your career, you're now up to 32%. But you can make a faster um, level increase just by signing up somebody when you sign up. So, like, you start this business and you bring in one friend. You start in as a fashion director, and once you get qualified, we'll talk about that later. That's, anyways, it's it's just not, we're not going to talk about this in this video, but yeah, you get that, and then your friend gets signed up and also gets qualified. You get an automatic 5% increase in your, so you go from 30% to 35%. I have seen people go from 30% to 35% within weeks of starting Park Lane. And then after that, and you start earning bonuses. You can earn bonuses at your first level. They're not very, they're pretty minimal, going to be honest, with your at the branch level. But once you hit area, that's when you really do see, start hitting bonuses and overrides of your team and things like that. So yeah, so another bonus I'm going to tell you is, so there's a Mercedes car bonus program. I don't own a Mercedes. I'm in the Mercedes car bonus program. But when I hit my Mercedes goal, that's a $500 extra bonus I get at the end of the month. So that's on top of all my sales and things like that. Also, I can give myself a 5% increase, go from 45 to 50% just by sharing this business with other people. So if people sign up to my team, that's my personal recruits, I earn an extra 5% on all of my sales for the entire month. So yeah, so now I'm earning 50% off my sales. And then if my team hits a certain bonus, or if they hit a certain sales mark, that's another $500 bonus that I earn at the end of the month. So yeah, am I wowing you? I should be, because that was pretty darn amazing to me when I learned about that. So yeah. Okay. Oh, hi, Kim. Righty. Okay, Kim asked your income you made was okay. So Kim, I sold, it's not my income. I sold 108,000 in jewelry in 2022. In 2021, I sold 94,000 in jewelry. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. There's not a lot of people, I shouldn't say not a lot. Mary Grace flat out told our team, if you had an increase in sales from 2021 to 2022, That was a really big deal because not a lot of people had that sale increase from 2021 to 2022. So the 108 that I sold, I don't necessarily get paid on all of that. Like our style drops, I don't get paid for those, ladies, but they count towards my trip. They count towards all my other incentives that I'm earning. Okay. So yeah, but I get paid on all of my full and my half off items. So yeah. So the 108 includes like, all the style drops that have been purchased and things like that too. So, yeah, great question. Kim, I got you down. You got 2 tickets into my drawing. My increase. Yeah, maybe Wendy. Should I write you down for tickets? That was not a question. I'm not going to give you tickets for that, but yes. I wouldn't have met Wendy if it wasn't for my friend Jana. And Wendy is one that runs a ton of fundraisers through me all the time throughout the year. I donate to St. Jude often to her fundraising efforts through Park Lane. So, which is really exciting. And that is another thing that I love about Park Lane. I talked about that the other night, is the fundraising that I am able to do throughout my own pocket, which is really fantastic, as well as, they do have a fundraising program through Park Lane if you are a 501c3. So yeah. Do you think your increase was due to me? Okay, I'll write that down, Wendy. I'll write your name down. I don't know. I don't know, Wendy. It might be because of you and the fundraising that we've been able to do in 2022, possibly. I don't know. Here's the thing I noticed, you guys. Yeah, I love the impressioneering fundraiser idea. Yeah. So here's the thing I noticed. Online parties were great. They were easy to do, Facebook and all those things too. But then we started battling the whole, like, people get fatigued with social media, right? So we started to lose people's attention in 2022 as far as those goes. But the moment I was in person with anybody, it was like a guaranteed $1,000 party. Really. And I'm not lying to you. I should go through all my in-home parties I hosted in 2022. Like, you get the people there, you have them try the jewelry on, and it's like it's a much better way to do it. So for those of you that aren't local to me, I would love to do a tour of Stacia. No, not tour Park Lane with Stacia. And come visit you guys. I brought Park Lane out to North Dakota with Michelle and her people in October, and I hit a couple other people on my way home, and they were ecstatic to see the jewelry in person, and it was an amazing party showing. So yeah, it really does make a difference when you show it in person. But honestly, like I said, you don't have to do in person if you don't want to. Online is available, and there's lots of different ways to show the jewelry to people. That is why I do need to come to Georgia. Yeah, I told you, Wendy, the other day. It's on my bucket list. Absolutely. Tour to Park Lane. That's what we should call it. Tour to Park Lane. With Otis or without? Do you guys want him to come? All right. Any last minute questions? Oh my goodness. I wasn't sure how long the live was going to go, but honestly, any business questions, this is fun. I'm having a lot of fun with this. I hope you guys are too. If you're doing this on the replay, do #replay. You have until tomorrow at 4:00 Central Standard Time. That way I can get all the tickets ready and stuff like that for the live on Wednesday night. To get your tickets in. But if you ask questions and you're on the replay, and I can tell if you do it on the replay because there's like a green dot to those that are live with me asking questions, and I think a red dot next to those who aren't live, but you're still asking questions. Yeah, so there's definitely some, I'll get you tickets into the drawing. 1 ticket if you're on the replay asking me questions. So ask away. Be nosy. I'm an open book with you guys. All right. All right, with Otis. Oh my gosh. He's a bull in a china shop. Yeah, Alita, let's text a little bit because I might actually have to tend to my kids here in a moment. So any last minute questions, or do you just want to stare at this Paris collection with me? Oh my gosh. Okay. And like I said, Paris, you guys. And it's completely obtainable. Fun fact right now, I'm earning triple points into my trip contest right now. Triple points. And it's limited time earning triple points. You get started in the business right now with me, you would also be earning triple points into the business. And I actually met with one of my teammates today. And here comes Otis again, you guys. See, he's a bomb. I was actually meeting with a teammate of mine. Next trip is to Paris, Kim. Paris. And my teammate said to me, she's like, gosh, it just seems, unreachable in a way. And I'm like, well, yeah, you already put it out of your mind. It's a mind switch, you guys. This is the thing I'm learning. The moment you put a negative thought in your brain, you're not going to do it. You're going to follow that negative thought. You need to just get that out. You need to imagine yourself in Paris and say, yeah, I'm going to earn it. Of course I'm going to earn it. Why wouldn't I earn it? But I was talking with a teammate and I go, look, say you work your butt off towards the trip. Okay. You work your butt off towards the trip. And even if you fall short, here's what's going to happen. You've earned more commission than you've ever earned before in your career at Park Lane. You've brought along a couple friends for the journey who now have an opportunity to earn commission within Park Lane. And it's kind of like you shoot for the moon, you still land upon the stars. You're ending up with a ton of benefits along the way. So it is a win-win. And plus, if you can't go to Paris or you don't want to go to Paris, you absolutely refuse to go to Paris, you can cash out. So it's not like you're out. So not only you'll be earning all that commission off of your sales and the people you bring in during the trip contest and all those things, you also can cash out if you don't want to go to Paris. But I'm going to be like, what? Why wouldn't you? Okay. Why wouldn't you go to Paris with us? Yeah. And then you get to experience the Levine family. Yeah, that in itself is incredible. That I think was one of the biggest perks to me in Aruba was being in this. They put us. We went over to a private island. They booked out the private island, and this one area of the island was just for us Park Lane people. Free drinks, activities, things like that. And all of a sudden, Arthur Levine, he's one of the CEOs, saw Craig and I walk in. He's like, "Oh, hey, I have extra tickets. Do you want to go do this?" I don't want to call it a scuba thing, and it's not a snorkel thing. It's like you put this helmet on your head and you walk down into the ocean and you see all these sea creatures. Like he gave us free tickets. So we got to do that with the Levine boys and some other family members. And so it was like, I get to hang out with them on a family vacation because this to them is a family vacation with all their Park Lane family. They treat those things seriously like a family. It's like a giant family vacation in a really good way without the family drama that comes sometimes. Seriously, it's amazing. So that alone is worth the trip. So yeah. And now we get to go on a Valentine's dinner in Kona, Hawaii, with the Levine family. Who knows what's going to happen there? I am so pumped for that. Okay, guys. Any other questions? If not, okay, Kim, I need to write you down. You asked me where the trip was. I think that's what you wrote. Did I not write you down? Maybe I did. So yeah, pretty darn amazing. This company is absolutely amazing, and it can fit in everybody's wherever you are in life, it can work. Whether you're busy, whether you're retired, whether you're slammed with a full-time job. I will say this. One of my teammates out in California, she worked last year like 70 hours at her full-time job. I kid you not. She was on call all the time. She still managed to sell over $50,000 worth of jewelry last year. And she literally was, I can't remember exactly what the company she works for, a gas company out in California. She literally was on call 24/7 and put in hours, like 60 to 70 hours every single week. She still managed to do 50,000 last year. Yeah. It's just incredible. Is there a cash bonus every month? Every month there's a cash bonus that you can earn as you move up the ladder. Yeah. As you move up the ladder, there's cash bonuses left and right that you can earn. And there's override that you can earn on the teammates too. that come in. And like I said, infinite deep, it doesn't start there, or it doesn't stop at a certain point. Whereas I know that is completely different with other companies. So I'm going to say this in ending this. If you're by chance watching this and maybe you're currently with a different company, I don't want to steal you from a different company or anything like that. But if you're ever interested in looking at our commission plan and comparing it to your own, or if you hold a leadership level in one of those other companies, you and I can talk with Park Lane Home Office, and you can just hear about it, where you might fit in if you wanted to fit in into Park Lane. So we've had a lot of people come over into Park Lane because of where their other companies weren't meeting their needs, where they hit the ceiling, they couldn't go any farther, and all those things. A lot of people have come over to Park Lane because of how amazing our structure is. Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, you can do this in all sorts of aspects. Just having a website, order from anytime, get paid anytime you place in an order. It's kind of like cash back, the Kohl's cash back. You get 30% back on your order every time you place one. Yeah. And then you can earn different free jewelry throughout every single month. We have free jewelry that you can earn every single month. Gift cards left and right. So yeah. All right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the live. This was a lot of fun that I turned my comments on so I could actually see them as they're rolling. I don't normally do that because I get sidetracked and then the lives go extra long. But ask me questions up until 4 p.m. Tomorrow night on the live stream. Okay. Don't just message me questions, because I want everybody to see your questions, because maybe the question you're asking might be something that somebody else wants to ask too. So have a great rest of your night, your great rest of your Tuesday night, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. See you later. Thanks for watching.